the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we are here with the OP Racing Premiere Series. We are at the Legacy Daytona track for the Even Bumpier Road 250. I am but your humble host for tonight's festivities. My name is KR Solvis. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you all are ready. I'm excited for this one. And we got people in chat excited for it as well. This season is trucking right along. We are in race number 11 of our 16 race regular season. That means it is starting to get down to crunch time. So far we have had 7 different winners. This is our 3rd time through our track rotation. This Bumpier Road 250, our 3rd visit to it. Our stat man, Liberty Fires. Hunter Reynolds has won both poles each time we have come here this season. Can he make it 3 in a row at this track? He is looking very fast in practice, so we'll see if that carries over into qualifying. Some other stats that we have, well, previous winners were Josh Milam and Logan Helton. The last time we were here, Logan Helton's win was encumbered, being the technical term. I'm going to be honest though, I have no idea where that word comes from, what it means. Well, I know what it means, but I have no idea how it gets applied, because I am not a linguinist. I don't do pasta very much. I don't study pasta or the English language. So there we go. As we get ready for qualifying, the session has switched over. We're done with practice, and cars start heading out on track for their first attempt here tonight to qualify. Oh, I want to give everyone a shout out in YouTube. Like I said, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you all coming out week in and week out. Your chat is extremely entertaining for this broadcaster, and man, I appreciate y'all joining in every week. So let's get into looking at some of the cars who are making their way out onto the track. One of the first ones out is the 77 of David Booth. That 77 machine going to try and lay down a good lap. David Booth comes into tonight down the points order in 31st spot in points. This is his 10th start here in the season, so he has missed 1 race. Should he get a win, he has achieved the minimum race requirements. He is well down the points order and looking for that first win. I got to talk to a bunch of the drivers from Checkered Flag Motorsports, and they're trying to figure out how to get as many team members into the playoffs as they can. So keep an eye on Checkered Flag Motorsports to maybe try and switch things up from how they've been running. They're trying some new tactics, and tonight's going to be a good night to see how it works out for them. Speaking of, we got the 46 of David Overstreet making his way out onto the track. Overstreet, another driver who is looking for a shot at the playoffs. He does have himself in a little bit better points position than David Booth. Overstreet comes into the race tonight 20th in points. Josh Milam takes the pole with a 50.68. Tyler Miller just a little bit slower at a 50.69. Times are rolling in very quickly here now. Newcomer in his second race, 091 of Zachary Workman. Workman up in the fourth, so his second race doing a great job here in for the moment with a 50.74. The 15 machine of Alex Green out on track. Alex Green representing ARC Racing. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, going for his third pole in a row here at the bumpy Daytona track. Josh Milam still holding on to that pole position with a 50.68. Hunter Reynolds gets his 26 up to speed. The 95 of James Mayer out on track as well from Alliance Motorsports. Alliance Motorsports looking good as far as the playoff picture. James Mayer has a win. Rick Sebrands has a win. They have locked themselves in. Mark Mann up into third place, another Alliance Motorsports driver, currently leading the points standings of all the drivers who have not picked up a win. And we'll see a few drivers get in on the points. Hunter Reynolds in the 26. His lap time only good enough for fourth. He does not get his third pole in a row here tonight. Well, we got one fan who's going to be very happy. The 33 out on track. Nathan Ground's going to be cheering this one on as a bet on black. F. Crosby out of Indianapolis, Indiana, begins his out lap and tries to lay down a qualifying time. Another car getting up to speed. That is the 82 of Dan Harrington. These are our only two cars on the track right now as we have 5 minutes. Or I'm sorry, we are 5 minutes and 50 seconds into qualifying here. Over 30 cars have signed in for tonight's race. Not as many cars signed into this one as I dealt with over the weekend. I had my 2-day race, 250 entries for that race I was a part of, and my class, I finished third for the main event. Very excited about that, but enough about me. Dan Harrington and Jeff Crosby are on track. That 33 of Crosby coming around, looking very fast. Crosby going to drop down below the yellow line and go through the tri-oval, shortening the track as much as possible, and Crosby jumps up into 6th place with a 50.72, a very quick lap time. Dan Harrington in the 16th spot. And now Logan, the Kid Helton, in the 63, out on track. going to be one to keep an eye on for pole position here. Logan Helton in a bit of a hot streak. In the last 3 races he has contested, he has won those 3 races. Did take a race off in between there. Let's see if that trend continues for this young man as the 63 drops down below the yellow line. Logan Helton gonna cross the line, and he takes pole position with a 50.67. Logan Helton still on fire. Very quick lap time by the kid. As the track does go quiet, take a moment, and we are going to wish Rick Seabrands a happy birthday here tonight. Coming out celebrating his birthday by running some Superspeedway races. Maybe he can get that cherry on top by scoring a win here tonight, be his 2nd win of the season. So as qualifying winds down, we are going to step away for the national anthem, and we will be back with tonight's starting lineup. Y'all don't go nowhere. Stay right there.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into our starting lineup for tonight's race. On the front row with a 50.679, Logan the Kid Helton, with Josh Milam just a little bit slower to his outside. Row number 1 full of talent, and both do have wins here on Monday nights. Row number 2, the 24 of Tyler Miller. On his outside, the 04 of Mark Mann. Row 3 going to be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 091 of Zach Workman. Row number 4 going to be Jeff Crosby in the 33, Daniel Holloway in the 21. Row 5, David Overstreet in the 46 and the 68 of Will Weber. Row number 6 is going to be the 40 of Peter DeBorgia and the 071 of Eric Laurie. Row number 7, Randall Cobb in the 52 and David Booth in the 77. Row 8, Zach Fritsch in the 12 and the 53 of Dave Hunt. Row 9, Dan Harrington and Bob Lacavera. Row number 10, Sean McCarrick in the 50 and Rob Connors in the 00. Row 11, Andy Brigante in the 013 and Sean McCara in the 71. Row 12 will be James Mayer and Alex Green. Row number 13 going to be Rick Seabrands in the 4 and Gabe Butler in the 88. Now begins the drivers who did not take a time in qualifying. Sean Stevens in the 27 and Les Levy for row 14. Row 15, Chris McCullough and Jimmy Reynolds. And Adam Evans bringing up the tail of this field here tonight, but Adam did not make it to the grid. We'll see if he can get back out there, what he is experiencing, what is going on with that 25 machine. So the even bumpier Road 250, the third visit to the Legacy Daytona track. Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a wild one. We're going to take a moment to look at our race information here tonight. 3 spots are currently available to get into the playoffs on points because we do have 7 winners. This is race number 11. Going to have 18 lap fuel runs, 1 fast repair as usual. And the green of flag is coming out. Logan Helton in the 63. Had to get on the throttle very quickly. Helton already moving to the top side. Not a normal move here on Monday night, but makes a whole lot of sense here at the bumpy Daytona track. That high line, almost always the preferred line until it gets down to crunch time. To the 63, moved up there to the second lane, and everyone staying nice and tight down the backstretch into 3 and 4 for the first time. You see how that second lane has the advantage. Tyler Miller in the 24 trying to get even. It is now a drag race to lead the first lap. And Logan Helton has his nose out in clean air, and it is going to be Logan Helton for lap number 1. Josh Milam in the 7, going to push the 63 down the backstretch. Helton drops down to the inside, and Josh Milam gets his nose out into that clean air finally. Three stages are on tap for tonight. Stage 1 is going to end at the completion of lap 25. Points will be awarded to the top 10 drivers. Those bonus points are starting to be more and more important as we get more repeat winners. 7 winners in 10 races. Going to give 3 spots on points so far, and that number could go up. We'll take a moment here when things settle in to look at the points, so don't worry, we got you covered. And I don't want to give you that information just yet. I'm going to tease you with it just a little bit. James Mayer in the 95. A little bit back in the pack here. Right now holds on to the honor of having the fastest lap of the race at a 47.14. Everyone turning their best lap so far last time around. Our race cars get closer and closer to being full speed. The 7 of Josh Milam drops down to the inside to take away that line from the 63. That puts the 04 of Mark Mann out in front. Mark Mann comes into tonight as the point leader of all the drivers who have not won a race. Want to say hello to the newcomers on YouTube chat. Wisconsin Food Practice, what a name. Not sure if you have a channel or if you got content on there, but I can tell you at the end of this race, I'm checking that out because that is a unique name. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Mara Clark, as always, chiming in, cheering for the 04 and Alliance Motorsports. Got to be happy right now because that 04 is leading that second lane. Of course, I got to say hello to Maxine Grimes as well. Tammy Helton is here. Maxine and Tammy cheering for that 63 in all of Alliance Motorsports. Working lap number 6 of 100. With the stage ending at lap 25, we are about 3 laps away from the fuel window being open. Maybe two now, because they're on the front stretch, KR. So 2 laps. A fuel window going to open up next time around. We'll see if we can get any early takers on the pit road. We have seen a few times throughout this season where pitting first is the advantage, but it doesn't always work out. Sometimes a caution will catch you out. Liberty wants to let everyone know there's a bounty on the 40. All the Liberty dollars to whoever scrapes that paint scheme up. Here come a bunch of drivers on the pit road. Almost half the field gonna hit pit lane. Zach Fritsch in trouble. He is had it on the binders hard. Looks like Sean McCara got into his back bumper a little bit there. A green flag pit stops underway. 14 drivers stay out. Want to give a shout out to John Land, cheering for the 63 is 63 at Logan Helton. And make his way on the pit road. Brakes locking up still. Now we're just down to 4 cars who have not hit pit road. Mark Mann in the 04 and Zachary Workman staying out. They are 1 and 2 right now. Gabe Butler and Andy Brigante have not come down pit road either. They're a little bit further back. These 2 cars running around at 185 miles an hour, whereas the pack was doing closer to 190, so they're about 5 miles an hour slower now since they did not pit with the pack. But the advantage here is they're going to have lots of room on pit road. They make their way on the pit lane. Gabe Butler in the 88 going to lead that lap as Andy Brigante and Butler both stay out. So the 88 now out in front. They're going to have to hit pit road here in about within the next 8 laps. So the strategy could be all over the place for this field. Rick Seabrand's in the 4. In danger of going a lap down, got caught speeding on pit road. So did Sean McCara and Sean Stevens. As the leader of all the drivers who have made a pit stop is now Josh Milam in the 7. He is going to make his way around the 4 in the 71. So an uncharacteristic penalty going to the 4. Rick Seabrand's getting that speeding penalty. Fastest lap of the race. Update. James Mayer has it once again at a 46.78. Very quick lap time by the 95. So Milam, not the race leader any longer, or never was. Logan Helton is out in front of him, but Gabe Butler and Andy Brigante still have not come down pit road. They are running 1 and 2. Their speed is about 183 miles an hour compared to the pack at 190. Last time around, they did a 48.92, and the pack did a 47.66. David Booth did turn the fastest lap that time at a 46.57. So quite the speed difference. The 88 and the 013 are losing time to our big pack of drivers. So they're trying to stretch this one out. Take a moment and look at our points as they come into the race here tonight. Drivers in green have locked themselves in. Logan Helton, Josh Milam, Rick Seabrand, Gabe Butler, James Mayer, Zach Fritsch, and Will Weber all have wins. All have met the minimum race requirements. Mark Mann in the 04, as I mentioned, your points leader of the drivers who have not won a race. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, 74 points to the good. Chris McCullough, 61 points to the good. Still got quite a lot of races left in this regular season. So our stats can change quite wildly. Right now, the cutoff line, Peter DeBorgia would be in. Tyler Miller would be out, but don't worry, things will change. Check back in on our battle here of the drivers who have pitted. Chris McCullough in the 1 is the first car 1 lap down right now. Is about to be swallowed up by the pack, as currently being led by Logan Helton in the 63. Daniel Holloway on his outside, but Helton going to move up to the top lane there and get a bump from the 21. McCullough moves out of the way. That does put Rick Seabrands in the 4 now as the first car 1 lap down. He's battling with the 71 of Sean McCarra to be that free pass car. It is going to be difficult because of how iRacing scores the free pass. You cannot even get a bump draft. Oh, it's contact between teammates. Daniel Holloway in trouble, and around goes Holloway. And as I was saying, you cannot have any sort of contact to be the free pass. And Rick Seabrand's getting a piece of that one. As the yellow flag comes out, Gabe Butler and Andy Brigante are going to get to hit pit road, but give up a whole lot of track position because everyone else is going to stay out. Heavy contact. Our front runners here. Take a look at this as it happened. Both Sean McCarra and Rick Seabrands getting involved in this. Back that up just a little bit further. The early caution coming out here at the Legacy Daytona track. Field caught up to the pace car. The 88 and the 013 going to head down pit road this time. We'll see if anyone else is going to take a leave of absence from the racing surface. Drivers caught up in that crash are all making their way on the pit road. Well, drivers do stay out. Les Levy in the 62 received the free pass. He is going to get back on the lead lap. Our first caution of the night coming out. Field at a reasonable pace behind the safety vehicle. The official iRacing pace car. So with everything that happened on that cycle, where the cars, a few cars got caught speeding during green flag pit stops. Of the 30 cars who took the green flag, 25 find themselves on the lead lap. Lights are out on the pace car. We're going to get them fired back up once again. On the front row for this restart, the 63 of Logan Helton, the 7 of Josh Milam. Exactly how they started this race. Row number 2 will be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 53 of Dave Hunt. Then the 40 Extra Life Machine of Peter DeBorgia, and the Disturbed 24 of Tyler Miller for row number 3. Pace car peeling away, and the green flag is out. We try and wrap up stage number 1 here in these closing laps. Logan Helton gets a huge run on the inside line. Josh Milam going to try and close back up in the outside lane here. And he has opened the door for the 26 of Hunter Reynolds to make a move to the second lane. Reynolds slides up to the top side. down this long Daytona backstretch and into turn 3. Reynolds sliding down to the yellow line, takes over the race lead and holds on to that spot for the moment. The 7 of Josh Milam going to try and win the stage here. Five laps to go here in stage number 1. Hunter Reynolds out in front. Logan Helton now is going to take advantage of the fact that the 26 moved up. Sean McCara in the 71, the first car 1 lap down. McCara going to be battling with the 1 of Chris McCullen. They are running nose to tail to be the first car 1 lap down. Rest of the field kind of trickling at the back here. Cars did take the green flag. 30 cars still out in this race. The 5 drivers are not on the lead lap. Zach Fritsch down multiple laps. Zach Fritsch troubles started on that very first pit stop for him. So now he finds himself a hole to dig out of as we got one hard into the wall. The caution flag coming out once again. '17 of Jimmy Reynolds involved, Sean McCara involved. See if we can figure out what happened here. John McCara in the 71 looks like he just got out of shape going into the corner. Collects the 17 in the process. Both cars spin down to the infield. So a 2-car caution bringing the stage to a close and everyone making their way onto pit road. That being said, I believe stage 1 is going to go to Logan Helton, but I will wait for race control to confirm it. The race off of pit road is won by the 63 as well. So let's go ahead and talk to our stage 1 winner, and that is the 63 of Logan the Kid Helton. Logan, you're on a hot streak, bud, picking up right where you left off last week.
Yeah, we got stage 1. That was a good race there with Hunter and Josh there, with Peter right behind me. So yeah, good way to start off the race. I'm trying to get back to recover from the race that I missed and try to get regular season championship. So those 10 bonus points will definitely come in handy.
Well, man, that 63 is, always a threat to win, and you put it on pole here, and now you've won a stage. Should this field be worried?
To be honest, I think whoever's on the highest side that has a good pusher behind them should be the one. Wait, I can't speak correctly. The one on the high side that has a good pusher behind them should be the threat. There we go, English.
Well, there you go, man. You got it spit out that time. Good use of the English vernacular. So the 63 out in front. And here we go. How's this track racing tonight?
I really like it. I like this track, mostly just because the high side's very dominant, and you have to know how to drive this track for it to work for you. You have to know when to swap lanes, but so we learned last time here that I can't swap lanes a whole lot, so I'm just gonna be taking it easy. I'm not gonna make a lot of crazy moves. I'm gonna take the runs that I get, and I'm gonna move up to the high side if I see a run forming. And yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna be blocking like crazy tonight. I already got a couple wins, so I think I'll be fine.
All right, man. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Just thanks to you guys over at Turn 3 Racing Network for putting on the best of broadcasts for the OP Superspeedway series. And thanks to my team at Alliance Motorsports, Nexus Esports, and Splashing Good Graphics for making this awesome paint scheme.
All right, that is Logan Helton, your Stage 1 winner. Nice job, Logan.
Thank you very much.
So Alliance Motorsports picking up the first stage here tonight. On the front row for this restart, Logan Helton on the inside with Hunter Reynolds to the outside. Row 2 will be the 40 of Peter DeBorgia and the 7 of Josh Milam. It's Buck Wild Racing in the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 53 of Dave Hunt. We get ready to begin stage number 2. Pace car down and away. Green flag drops, and everyone rushes to get up to top speed and heads for turn number 1. Rick Sebrands did receive the free pass. He is back on the lead lap. That gives us 26 cars on the lead lap. There's 4 cars now not on the same lap as the leaders. Sean McCarr, Sean Stevens, Zach Fritch, and Will Weber, who has dropped out of the race due to a connection issue, so hopefully he can get back into this. Currently, Weber scored in 30th spot. He has lost 3 laps while trying to get fired back up. Good news for Will Weber, though. He is locked into the playoffs. We may not try too hard to try and get it back into this race. Hunter Reynolds out in front, down on the bottom through 3 and 4. Josh Milam, his teammate from Fuel Sim Racing, pushing on his back bumper. Logan Helton talked about using that second lane, and well, he's up there now with the 53 of Dave Hunt pushing on him. Down the back stretch, the 26 and the 63 leading their respective lanes, and everyone looking to settle in a little bit here and log some laps for stage number 2. This one is going to end at the completion of lap 50. Helton getting a good, healthy push from the 53 of Dave Hunt, trying to close that gap to the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Reynolds finds himself working with his teammates still. Like I said, everyone looked to be settling in here to try and Just tick off some laps here in the second stage. Last time we were here, we had 11 cautions. That information provided by Liberty Fires. The 2 cautions, one for the end of the stage, though it did end under an incident involving the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds and the 71 of Sean McCara. There is at least one more scheduled caution. Check in on a few of our drivers here. 33 of Jeff Crosby, finding himself and in a little bit of a spot to run with no one to his outside for the moment. That could be changing, as he does have a car creeping up on his outside, that being the 50 of Sean McCarrick, as McCarrick closes in on the 95 of James Mayer. Just to their inside, that is the 5 of Bob Lacavera. He is tucked in behind the 46 of David Overstreet. And McCarrick slides down to the inside lane and right in front of the 33 of Crosby. Les Levy in the 62, running his shake and bake paint scheme. Apparently, I did not have the correct paint scheme loaded up for the 62 last week. So the tongue lashing I received from Les Levy was intense. It was very long and hard. But this broadcaster can own up to his mistakes. Therefore, I blamed everyone else but me. And the 62, following in the tire tracks of the 33, trying to get to his back bumper. Andy Brigante in the 013 right behind him. And then the 04, Mark Mann, who was dropped back to the tail of this field. Eric Laurie back there, as well as the 4 of Rick Sebrands. Several cars coming down pit road. Several of our lead cars. Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milan, Peter DeBorgia, and Zachary Workman all on the pit lane. That is going to give the lead to Logan Helton in the 63. Now another large group of drivers hit pit road this time. So green flag pit stops well and truly underway. We got trouble on pit lane. Les Levy pointed the wrong direction. See if we can figure out what happened here. Everyone hard on the binders. That is going to cost those drivers a bunch of time. Sean McCarrick in the 50 out in front, as here comes Rick Sebrands, Daniel Holloway, and Mark Mann for their pit stop. So the 50 of McCarrick, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, the 5 of Bob Lacavera, and the 88 of Gabe Butler have not come down pit road. They're the only 4 cars who have not pitted just yet. Top 4 did pit under that caution we had for stage 1. They do have some fuel in the tank, but about 3 to 5 laps more out of this group before they have to hit pit road. Of our drivers who have pitted, Josh Milam sliding down in front of the 63 of Logan Helton. Peter DeBorgia in the 40, now mixing it up in that second lane. Do have some separation. David Booth in the 77 leading this second pack. David Overstreet in the 46. Mark Mann and Daniel Holloway right there as well. As McCarrick continues to lead. McCarrick could just cross the start-finish line, so about a half a lap ahead of the pack that we see just ahead of us. Several more cars currently are down a lap right now as things stand. 21 cars on the lead lap. Sean Stevens going another lap down in the 27. As the top 4 continue to cycle around this Daytona Superspeedway. Does not look like they're going to hit pit road this time either. And McCarrick being the race leader, grabbing himself a point for leading a lap. McCarrick making only his 7th appearance this season. He has missed a couple of races, but the 50 machine out in front right now. John Stevens in the 21, trying to scrape some of that paint off. Must not like the paint job on the right side of that car, the WOW Virtual Tours 27. Maybe he was just trying to make it lighter. Eric Laurie in the 071, the first car 1 lap down right now. Laurie has a 10-second gap over James Mayer in the 95. Mayer would be the next car 1 lap down. So should the caution come out, 071 will get the free pass. Rob Connors, Les Levy, Dan Harrington, all caught up in that incident on pit road at the entrance. They have all gone down a lap as well. As we work lap 40 of 100, creeping up on the end of stage number 1. McCarrick, Lacavera, Butler, and Reynolds going to have to hit pit road very soon. And here comes McCarrick and Lacavera. They make their break for pit lane. And the 5 machine going to get a penalty for an unsafe pit entrance there as he was below the cone. That is going to cost him a whole lot of time and very possibly going to get not only an unsafe pit entrance, but a speeding. Race control saying that the 95 getting a pass-through penalty for causing that incident on pit road. James Mayer going to have to serve that penalty. Bob Lacavera is serving his penalty on pit road right now. For a 40-second penalty assessed to the 5. Rick Seabrand's in the 4. The next car to be swallowed up by the 88 of Gabe Butler. Butler and Reynolds try and stretch this tank out as far as they can. So Butler hits pit road. Jimmy Reynolds joins him. Those two are the final two drivers to make their way onto pit road and complete this green flag pit stop cycle that is going to give the lead to the 63 of Logan Helton if the 7 of Josh Milam allows it. Milam with the advantage of that second lane, going to try and take the race lead away. We have 8 laps to go here in stage number 2. This one ending at the completion of lap 50. Our lead pack battling side by side. Sean McCara in the 71. Now the first car 1 lap down. And McCara is in with this lead pack. He battles the 82 of Dan Harrington to be the first car 1 lap down. They are running nose to tail right now. That Demon Tech 82 machine. You can find his live stream over on Twitch. We do have several Twitch streamers that you can go and check out. Mixmaster PJ, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, as he tries to take the race lead away. You can find him on Twitch. The 12 of Zach Fritsch, also over on Twitch. If you do stop by, make sure you give him a follow and tell him that guy KR sent you. The 53 of Dave Hunt trying to make his way to the front. Dave Hunt comes into tonight 13th place in points position. Does not have a win yet this season. But as things stand, right now, he is above the cutoff line. Still have a lot of races to go. But should it end right now, the 53 would be in on points. Take another look at our point standings so you can just see how that 53 and the 40 are faring so far this season. They do not have a win. They are putting together a solid season, showing up week in and week out and bringing home some good finishes to put themselves in those good point paying positions. Stage wins really do start to stack up and give you a lot of bonus points. As a 63 of Logan Helton trying to make his way as the sole leader of this race. 23 cars are on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is the 62 of Les Levy, working with Rob Connors there in the 00, James Mayer in the 95. Zach Fritsch in the 12, who is multiple laps down. Then Andy Brigante leads this pack. Brigante also not on the lead lap. Brigante multiple laps down in that 0-1-3, so a rough start for the Lamborghini. This pack is closing in on those drivers, and Les Levy, who has taken advantage of one free pass so far tonight, they end up having to use a second one. We're coming to 2 laps to go here in stage number 1. Might just have enough time to outrun our lead pack. But they are closing in as we look out the back of the 62. You can see the leaders right there. They're on the back stretch together, and I do believe there's enough time for Les Levy to stay on the lead lap. So the 40 of Peter DeBorgia going for some stage points here, as we are going to get the 1 to go here in stage number 2. Josh Milam in the 7 starting to pull ahead just a little bit as the final lap for the second stage is underway. How is this going to play out? Who's going to make the right moves? DeBorgia down on the yellow line. Josh Milam working that second lane. Milam pulls down in front of the 40. Zach Workman in his second race with OP Racing. Now going to try and use that second lane to score him a stage win. Zachary Workman not eligible. Oh, as contact as they come off the corner. And coming to the line, Josh Milam has his nose out in front, and Milam going to pick up another stage win. And trouble, 91 of Zach Workman goes for a spin at the end of the stage. Chris McCullough involved. Dan Harrington gets a piece of it. Randall Cobb in the 52 goes for a spin. That was under yellow. The caution had just come out. Everyone trying to slow down. Crosby involved. Crosby able to continue, but take another look at this one. A heavy contact at the end of the stage. I am waiting on word from race control, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to go to Josh Milam in the 7. I don't know, maybe I was watching the wrong thing as Tyler Miller in the 24 First one on the pit road. Logan Helton in the 63 there as well. So Dave Hunt in the 53 winning the race off of pit road. So that is what happened here. Race control saying that the 7 and the 40 ran out of fuel. So it very well could go to Tyler Miller once race control figures out how things play out. One of the rules of OP racing is you do have to make it back around under your own power. Don't think that includes coasting to your pit stall. The Josh Milam did cross the line first, but ran out of fuel along with the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. That would explain the confusion on my part. As we were trying to watch the replay, I was unaware of issues for the 7 and the 40. So, with that said, stage will go to Zach Workman, as he did cross the start-finish line in second. Did have plenty of fuel to make it back around, but was involved in that dust up at the end of the stage after they had crossed the start finish line. But with the lights out on the pace car, we're not going to interrupt Workman's train of thought as he gets ready to go back to green flag racing as we begin our final stage of the night. So there you have it, Zach Workman, your stage 2 winner, as the 7 and the 40 ran out of fuel. So here we go, pace car gonna hit pit road. Final stage is green, and we are ready to wrap this one up. 56 laps to go in this race, and Dave Hunt in the 53 with the 46 of David Overstreet on his back bumper. They're going to try and work that inside lane to take advantage of the short way around the track. Logan Helton going to use that high side to build up a bunch of momentum down the backstretch. Les Levy pulls down below the yellow line. He's going to look for a spot to blend in, but Logan Helton used all that speed and takes over the race lead. Tyler Miller staying with him. Both drivers stay committed to the second lane. 23 cars on the lead lap. John McCara in the 71. First car 1 lap down, battling with Bob Lacavera to be the first car 1 lap down. Andy Brigante right there as well. So those 3 cars hoping for some cautions to get themselves back on the lead lap. Logan Helton and Tyler Miller, though, they want to see this one run out the rest of the way because they are sitting 1 and 2. Dave Hunt in that as well. He uses that inside lane. Jeff Crosby in the 33. Multiple laps down here. About ready to go down another lap, so a tough break for Nathan Ground's favorite driver. Crosby wisely moving out of the way. David Booth in the 77, moving to the lead position of the second lane. Logan Helton, Tyler Miller, and now the 4 of Rick Seabrand, your top 3 on the high side. The Booth in the 77 down on the yellow line. Tyler Miller staying on the back bumper of the 63, even though he has cleared the 77. And when we talked to our stage 1 winner, said that second lane is very advantageous, especially when you have a good pusher on your back bumper. And that appears to be what is happening. That 24 is really shoving that 63 out in front. This bumpy Daytona track really throws these drivers for a curve and will all night long, as you're not only battling the other drivers around you, that car is constantly moving around as you try and go through the bumps. Chassis gets a little upset, suspension gets unloaded. Car just doesn't want to stay where you keep pointing that nose, so you constantly are making wheel adjustments as the top 3 from the second lane slide down in front of the 77 of David Booth. Randall Cobb in the 52 now leading the second lane, but he is back in 5th spot. Side drafting off the 77 of David Booth, but going to get a good run down the backstretch here. John McCara in the 71, the first car 1 lap down. Dan Harrington and Zach Workman, last 2 cars on the lead lap. They have lost the draft and got some separation from each other. Workman, who was in that crash after crossing the start-finish line of stage 2, that race car heavily torn up, but his second race, able to win a stage. That 091 can be someone to keep an eye on for next season as a playoff contender. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like it's a good time to turn it up. Love me some turn it up as we got some great close-up action shots of the racing and finish it out on for the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, running a Dodgers paint scheme last race. Logan Helton, your race leader, makes his way around the 82 of Dan Harrington. Harrington now 1 lap down. Crosby, who is well off the pace, we saw him go another lap down during that turn it up session. A torn up 33 is just having a difficult time out here tonight. He is not giving it up. He's still staying out there. For Logan Helton in the 63, put his car on pole, won stage number 1. Picked up the win last week. Was off the previous week and won the week before that. So this 63 has been one hot driver here lately and finding himself out in front once again. Ooh, contact with the 53 and the 24. Dave Hunt able to hold on to it. He is going to lose a lot of spots. And everyone in that second lane checking up, moving around, more contact. Sean McCarrick and Andy Brigante make a little bit of contact. A wild moment there, sending a ripple effect throughout this pack. Has really put everyone down on the bottom lane here. Peter DeBorgia and Sean McCarra still in that second lane. Last time we were on pit road was lap 52 as we're working lap 69. About 18 laps of fuel here tonight. Two more stops. One coming up, and then there'll be one more to settle this race out. Zach Workman has pulled on to pit road for his pit stop. Good time to hit pit lane as the field was coming around, and he decided I'll get out of the way by hitting pit road. He was down and away with a 2-tire stop and some fuel added in for good measure. At 63. Gonna pull down on the pit lane. Here we go. Green and flag pit stops underway as everyone is hard on the binders. A lot of tire smoke and trouble. John McCarrick got into Rob Connors there. Took out the cone, but able to keep going. That is going to give the race lead to Peter DeBorgia. 11 drivers, 13 drivers have stayed out, with the 40 out in front. John McCarrick serving a penalty as he did take out a cone there on pit entry, and Next group of drivers making their break for pit lane. Logan Helton in the 63, out all by himself. A very quick pit stop for him. His time on pit road was 32.88 seconds. Tyler Miller and the rest of everyone was 34 seconds or more. And Logan Helton very efficient on pit lane, but maybe costing him some time on track as nobody else could catch up to him. Josh Milam in the 7, down and away. A little bit longer time on pit road, but he has Hunter Reynolds right there with him. They're going to try and get hooked up and get up to speed before that 63 can catch them. The hard-charging Logan Helton is closed in, makes a move to the outside. Goes up a little bit too high. Tyler Miller says, I'm going to stay down here. Now Rick Sebrands gets to the back bumper of Logan Helton. And Josh Milam going to come around and lead that lap. Milam in the 7. Has acquired more bonus points than anyone else so far this season. He has missed a race. You heard talk about being the regular season champion and that giving you 10 bonus points. And right now, our driver with the most points is Mark Mann at 398 points. Rick Sebrands has 396 points. So even though Mark Mann does not have a win so far this season, his finishes have been spectacular, not only at the end of the race, but also acquiring 70 bonus points. That's equivalent to 7 stage wins. That 04 got inducted into the Hall of Fame at the beginning of this season for OP Racing. It'd be quite the storied season for the 04. Let's say you kick it off by being inducted into the Hall of Fame. You win the regular season point championship. And then you find yourself in the last race in victory lane to win the season championship. That would be a perfect season, in my opinion, for the 04. A lot of racing to do here as we got 24 laps to go and a lot of racing still left in this season. Logan Helton, your race leader, with 18 laps of fuel. A fuel window going to open up here in about 6 laps, and we'll see who's going to take that break for pit lane. Do keep in mind we will use 2 green-white checkered attempts if we need to. That 63 has been out in the front for a majority of this race, and if he's not out in front, he has been second car in line or in the middle of a green flag pit stop cycle. And do want to point out one driver going to call in a race. Tough break for the driver of the 33, Jeff Crosby, but Crosby not wanting to give up on the night's activities and has made the long trek from the infield up into the broadcast booth. So, Jeff, how you doing?
Oh man, I felt pretty horrible, honestly. Got caught up in 2 wrecks and kind of figured my night was over, so I was like, maybe I go talk to KR for a little bit up here.
Oh, come on up. You want to talk racing for the rest of this thing, or you want to just hang out for a few laps?
Let's talk some racing, man.
Well, let's talk some racing. All right, let's check out your broadcasting chops, your play-by-play. Why don't you go ahead and call this lap?
All right, let's see here. We got on the backstretch coming in. Looks like my iRacing's actually glitching out, so you might have to take over for a second.
That's not a good start to your broadcasting career. Well, now he's cutting out on the microphone as well, so we'll go ahead and wait for him to get back in here. Logan Helton in the 63 is still out in front. Oh, it's the 26 and the 4 make contact. They are able to hold on to it. How about that skill out of those 2 veteran drivers in the middle of the corner? Both make contact. The 26 down on the apron is able to reel it back in. Big moment for those 2 drivers, and that is going to allow the 63 and the 7 to pull away just a little bit. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, going to close that gap very quickly, though. Buck Wild Racing driver, the 52 of Randall Cobb, going to try and take advantage of that second lane. Zach Fritsch in the 12, multiple laps down, but still out there, still not giving up.
All right, I think we are good now.
All right. We'll give you that mulligan, a do-over. So now, let's test your chops as they head down the backstretch.
All right, looks like we got Peter DeBorsche up here. I'm looking at him, honestly. I think he's gonna make a run at it at the end of this race.
Do you think the 40 is gonna make a run at the end of this race? Right now,
For
he
sure.
does have himself in a good position. Maybe not quite in the spot he would like to be, but anything can happen throughout a race here to Superspeedway. All right, what else you got?
Logan Helton's been strong pretty much all race. I think he won stage 1, didn't he?
He did. He put it on pole and your stage 1 winner.
Yeah, he's always going to be a strong one here. He's definitely got a lot of talent behind that wheel.
Well, since you're up here in the booth, your one fan, Nathan Grounds, not able to see you in victory lane here tonight. How does it feel to disappoint all your fans?
Honestly, it's the most discouraging thing ever, you know? It's all right, though. Got that win this last Wednesday, so we got 2 wins on Wednesday nights. Mondays haven't been so fortunate, but hopefully in these last few races we can turn it around and get a win.
Well, I hear you, man. That's putting you on the spot there. That was mean of me. I apologize. Wait, no.
Oh, you're good. We all love you, KR.
Well, the fuel window is open. We are in 18 laps to go. Here on out, everyone going to try and hold on to not coming down pit road to pad their fuel tank to make sure they got enough for a green-white checkered attempt. Mark Mann in the 04 is going to hit pit lane along with Daniel Holloway and James Mayer. Those 3 drivers from Alliance Motorsports pitting together. With Logan Helton in the 63 staying out and continuing to lead.
Randall Cobb is looking great today, too.
Of Randall Cobb, he has been putting together several strong finishes as Zach Fritsch, Tyler Miller get together. on the back stretch, big time trouble. As we're going to take a look at this one. Rich and Dave Hunt get together. That sends Tyler Miller and Gabe Butler down to the infield.
Looks like Zach Fritsch blew a motor.
The 12 machine does go up in smoke. Dave Hunt, no time to react, gets into the back bumper. Sean McCarra involved in the 71. So a tough break for Zach Fritsch, Dave Hunt, and Tyler Miller. Miller, who is putting together a strong race as well. This is going to be a good break for our drivers who hit pit road, but unfortunately the 04 of Mark Mann, an extended stay on pit lane. He is still on pit road from when he came down. Let's see what happened to the 04 of Mark Mann. He is in pit road and looks like he got on the pit lane okay. But a very long time on pit road. Not sure what happened to the 04.
I'll tell you one thing, this track, the pit road, a little more squirrely than the regular Daytona track that we race at during the season.
So as everyone else is going to come down pit road, when this cycles through, that should give the lead to James Mayer and Daniel Holloway. Holloway going to give up that position to come down pit road. James Mayer will take over the race lead. Mayer picked up that win as Logan Helton overshoots his pit box. That's going to cost him some time here as Josh Milam down on the way. Hunter Reynolds able to get by as well. And Logan Helton entered pit road in first and comes out in 9th place. Race control informing me that Mark Mann in the 04 hit with an excessive speeding penalty.
Oh, no.
Not just the normal 40-second speeding penalty, but this was a very extensive speeding penalty. Coming at the end of the race, his chances of recovering from that just got a lot harder. So
Let's
Jeff,
hope we can get it back up there for the end.
your team, how they doing out here tonight?
Well, I think Zach just blew his motor there. Tyler Miller has been running up there up front pretty much most of the race, but I think he just got caught up in that wreck. Sean McCarra could be still a lap down. Looks like he's still a lap down. I think it's just, all in all, it's been a bad night for us. Just really unlucky.
Olsen Motorsports not having a good night, as you mentioned. It does look like the 71 is going to rejoin the race. He is several laps down. Tyler Miller did get caught up in that crash, but on and off pit road from the front of the pack all the way down to 18th. And then here you are up in the booth instead of behind the wheel.
It's not a good feeling, KR. Not a good feeling.
So a tough go around for y'all.
Yeah, but good thing is there's always next week. I know the races are dwindling down for the playoffs, so I think Tyler, Sean, and I need a win to be locked in. Points are going to be pretty tough for the remainder, so we shall see what happens.
That we shall, as the field stacks them up side by side and we get ready to go green flag racing with 13 laps to go. When that green flag drops, your front row, Jim Mayer in the 95 on the inside with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds on his outside. Hard to believe that Reynolds in the 26 does not have a win yet this season. is still looking for that first win. Row number 2 going to be the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Then it's the 1 of Chris McCullough and the 88 of Gabe Butler for row number 3 on this restart. McCullough has had to overcome a few incidents here tonight. A good recovery by the 1 to find himself in the 3rd row for this restart when we have 13 laps to go. Pace car down and away. Mayer on the throttle. Hunter Reynolds right there with him. Both accelerate at the same time. A great start for both of our front row drivers. Randall Cobb pushing hard on the 95, and Peter DeBorgia trying to hustle that 26 as well. All right, Jeff, so as you're watching this race, kind of let me know what you're finding interesting. Give me a driver's point of view to what's happening and who's thinking about what.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I'm trying to get this to work as well as possible. I'm always watching the mid-pack as well, making sure that they're staying in line, because they are actually helping the leaders out as long as they are sticking on that back bumper. With this track, it looks like both lines are pretty even. Tonight, the outside line looks to be a little stronger. So hopefully get some good racing here toward the end. I'm sure there will be though, so.
Well, 12 laps to go. Everyone's scrambling since this restart. We've been 3 wide for a little bit. We haven't had a lot of 3 wide action here tonight at this very bumpy Daytona. And that's to be expected because these cars do wiggle all over the track throughout the corner. But the 53 of Dave Hunt just showing how difficult it is to be in that 3rd lane as he got into the wall a little bit. He was trying to build some momentum in that 3rd lane, but no one really wanting to go with him yet. Mayer and Reynolds continuing to lead as we got 11 laps to go. This race winding down very quickly. Has been a quick race. Very few cautions leading up to this point in time. Mayer in the 95 slides up to the top side. 52 of Randall Cobb leads down on the bottom lane. And so with that being said, as the 52 tries to take the race lead, let's let the Bucks go wild. You know I can't go a race without having the Bucks go wild. Is the yellow flag going to come out? Looks like trouble for Eric Laurie and Les Levy. Let's see if we can figure out what happened. Dave Hunt in the 53 going up and over. Or at least got airborne. Eric Laurie going to catch the short end of that one. He spins down to the infield. Logan Helton caught up in this as well. See if we can see exactly what happened. They just started pinballing in front of the 63. Logan had nowhere to go. So several cars getting involved in this caution. The yellow flag is back out. They're coming around for 9 laps to go. So Jeff, caution flag coming out inside of 10 laps. What, how you feeling?
10 laps to go is always the stressful because it feels like it's there, but it is still a long way to go. You gotta make sure you put yourself in position for those final 2 laps, maybe even that 1 lap kind of just need to stay patient and hope for the best. Just stay your line and make some friends. Might make some enemies, but it's gonna be a good one.
So while we are under caution, let's take a moment and look at the driver of the 46. That is David Overstreet. Overstreet having a special paint scheme here tonight. A tribute to Charlie Glotzbach and ARCA driver Will Kimmel. That 46 car, normally adorned with some checkered flag motorsports, livery, we'll call it livery.
We'll go with that.
But running a special paint scheme here tonight, and I do say when I first saw that car, I was like, man, that thing looks sharp, looks good. Didn't quite know what that paint scheme was all about, but now we know, and man, it looks good here tonight. So as the lights get ready to go out on the pace car, many drivers took advantage of pit road being open. Dave Hunt in the 53 able to get off pit road at the last second. He's going to have to hustle to catch up to the tail end of this field. It does give us 21 cars on the lead lap. So the front row, the 95 of James Mayer, the 52 of Randall Cobb. Row number 2 going to be the 26 of Hunter Reynolds and the 1 of Chris McCullough. And row number 3 for this restart, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. All right, so Jeff, a question coming from Nathan Grounds. How many bonus points do you get for jumping up into the booth here tonight?
Hoping I get at least 50 bonus points going toward the playoffs. Can we make that happen?
Well, since you're up here talking to me, I'll petition for 75 because that can be difficult to work with.
75 will do.
Now, I will say I do have to deduct some bonus points. You did not bring any buttered popcorn.
We need some buttered popcorn for this finish, don't we, KR?
We're going to need the buttered popcorn. Pace car down and away. Jim Mayer on the throttle with Randall Cobb tucked tight to his outside. 2 stragglers at the back. Dave Hunt didn't quite get sucked up to the pack along with Les Levy in the 62. As Levy does close in, he had a good head of steam, but that's okay. He did not pass anybody before getting to the start-finish line. The Mayer in the 95 with 7 laps to go. Down on the yellow line. We've heard so much about the second lane as Chris McCullough is going to force the issue and go 3 wide. How about this move by the 1 of Chris McCullough? He makes it work. Randall Cobb slides in right behind him. Bold move by the 1 to try and get himself a race win. Mayer hanging tough down on the yellow line with Hunter Reynolds in the 26 right there. Reynolds not moving up to the second lane just yet, as that option is quickly closing as the 1 in McCullough pulls alongside of him. Logan Helton in the 63. He's trying to force an issue. Was 3 wide for a moment, now slides up into the second lane. So Logan Helton trying to recover from that incident. Goes up to the high side to try and get around the 24 at Tyler Miller. Nobody going with the 63 just yet, and things get very tight on corner entry here at this bumpy Daytona track. Now Milam in the 7 does join the 63. We're starting to see 3 wide racing as we have 5 laps to go here tonight in our scheduled distance. The way things are starting to ramp up, Jeff, it almost seems like we're going to get a shot at a green-white checkered attempt.
Yeah, I'm hoping they can get back to the white flag here and we can have a good finish. Hopefully everybody can keep it straight. Their car's clean.
All right, so McCullough, after a power move on the 52 of Cobb, now pulls alongside the 95 of James Mayer. Very close racing there. They almost make contact and come around to get 4 laps to go. Connors in the 00 and the 15 of Alex Green make contact through the tri-oval, and Connors is going to go around. David Booth in the 77 involved. He is still fighting that thing, trying to regain control. The yellow coming out. And we are, I believe, going to get our first attempt at a green-white checkered.
I'd have just jinxed them.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened. There was a lot going on in the tri-oval. The 77 does go for a ride to the infield. Josh Milam in the 7, getting caught up in that as well. Milam just got squeezed there as he was in the middle of the vise that the 46 and the 00 tried to put the clamp down on him. Riding on board with Milam. So the caution comes out. I'm going to stack them up and try and start them off once again. How many cautions is this, Jeff? I've forgotten. Where's my statistician when you need them?
I'm going to say I think that's 5 or 6. Don't quote me on that though.
All right, well, I won't quote you because I don't know myself. I've lost count. Not that I was keeping count to begin with.
I do know I was caught up in 2 of those beginning of the race.
Liberty Fires saying this is caution number 6. Race Control saying it's caution number 5. So I'm left confused as everyone else. Gotta go with Race Control though. Liberty able to chime in on YouTube chat. Mark Mann in the 04. Going to get back on the lead lap as he receives the free pass. All right, so our first attempt at a green-white checkered. And so, Jeff, you know you got green-white checkered here. As a driver, let's say you're the 04 Mark Mann. Where are you going to go to try and make something happen and recover on that speeding penalty?
He's going to be starting the back, it looks like. He's coming down pit road. So he's just going to have to, I think he's just going to have to take that high line. We haven't seen, we talked about that a little bit a few laps ago. That third line hasn't really been in existence. So maybe there's going to be some 3-wide racing. Maybe he can make it happen. That's what I would do.
All right, so using that third lane. Now, tell me a little bit about using that middle lane between cars to try and take advantage of all the air that you can get from the two outside lanes as you work your way forward?
The middle lane, you really want to stay really tight to the inside leader. And then when you get on the front stretch or the back stretch, you really need to kind of back off a little bit, back off the car. I guess that's the term to use. Move off away from him and let the guy behind you keep bumping you and just keep repeating that pattern. Same for the third line. You really need to stay really close to that middle line and drift up out of the corners into the front stretch and back stretch. Just try to make as big a run as possible, and hopefully they can manage to stay straight and do that.
All right, well, we're going to find out how well this is going to work. 22 cars on the lead lap. To have a shot at winning this thing, you just have to be on the lead lap. We have seen it happen this season. Car got the free pass during the green-white checkered attempt and was able to come deep in the field and end up on the podium. Well, it absolutely can happen. Chris McCullough in the one on the inside of row number 1, the 95 of James Mayer. Row number 2 going to be the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Rick Sebrands, Peter DeBorgia for row 3. Pace car down and away. Green flag is out. Here we go, our first attempt at a green-white checkered as we head into extra laps here. McCullough in the one, looking for his first win of the season. So too is Randall Cobb and Hunter Reynolds. Jim Mayer in the 95, the only driver in the first 2 rows that has a win so far this season. Oh man, down the backstretch. Cars very tightly packed down the backstretch. One wiggling, that's the 52 of Cobb as that second lane really starts to surge ahead. Mayer out in front. Here comes Chris McCullough using the advantage of the short way around through 3 and 4 as they head for the white flag. Just got to cross the line, just got to take that white flag, and the next lap is going to end this one as we begin our final time around here for the even bumpier Road 250, our third time to the Legacy Daytona track. Chris McCullough in the one, going to have to really bring out that engine as the 52 is on his back bumper. They are fanning out down the backstretch. Here comes Gabe Butler in the 88 using the third line. The 46 of David Overstreet going to go with him. We're 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. Butler falling back. Cobb in trouble in the 52. He's going to make contact with DeBorgia. Here they come tumbling, but off of turn number 4, James Mayer in the 95 is going to pick up his second win of the season. Hunter Reynolds brings it home in second. Chris McCullough third, with Logan Helton in the 63 finishing fourth, and Randall Cobb, after getting a little bit of contact and that car out of shape, gonna round out your top 5.
That was a great finish.
A wild finish for sure. Let's take a look at that one, because I did not select the right thing. My apologies. Gonna have to try and do this again. Alex Green in the 15, getting in trouble. Butler in the 88 going airborne as well as the 15. This was coming to the checkered. Tyler Miller tumbling. Les Levy able to make it and cross the line in 11th. A good recovery for the 62. But the winner here tonight is the 95 of James Mayer, as he celebrates on the front stretch, turning those rear tires into smoke. Let's kick off our post-race show by talking to our race winner, and that is the driver of the 95, Jim Mayer. Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing better now.
Well, that's your second win this season. That 95 machine able to come out on top here at this very bumpy Daytona track.
Yeah, this track will make you work. That's for sure. I mean, this win goes out to Hunter though. He obviously pushed me to that win, so thanks to him.
Well, man, that 95, second win of the season, and I'm still trying to catch up from that finish with all the action going on behind you. When you saw that crashing going on back in the back of the rear view mirror, what were you thinking there?
Yeah, I was thinking it's still gonna be wild to the finish. We still have a little ways to go. But it's tight racing. The track's tough. Sliding around, you're bouncing around. It's good racing though.
All right, man. Well, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this race win?
First, before that, I got to apologize to those guys I going in the pit road early in the race. I'm sure that kind of put a damper on their race. And of course, shout out to the team, for keeping me positive, keeping me in it. The guys, the league running it, putting it on, and of course, you guys up in the booth and everybody tuning in to watch.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on your win here tonight. Nice job.
Thanks.
All right, that is Jim Mayer from Alliance Motorsports. And Jeff, how do you feel about interviewing somebody?
Let's do it. I'll ask a couple questions to Hunter.
All right, our second place finisher is none other than the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And Jeff, take it away.
Hunter, you have your favorite driver in OP here going to interview you. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. How you doing, buddy?
Good. You brought home a second place finish tonight. Tell me about those last 2 laps there.
Yeah, really can't complain. I had some damage from a little earlier on, and I wanted to keep that fast repair in the bank. So we were going off of a couple, I think half a minute of damage or so. So I'm glad we could get James out front there at the end, and that didn't affect him. But had the car to win this thing, I think. Just didn't have the car to win, I guess. It's kind of funny, but banging up there, having some fun, and pretty happy with tonight for the run for the 26 team.
Well, that's awesome, man. James did give you some praise for the bump. What is it going to take to get you a win here, man? I feel like you've been running up front majority of the season. We got to get you a win.
Shoot, man, I know. Like, I think this is my second place or so this season without a win. We'll get this one here before this thing is over. Hopefully, maybe we'll turn it on for playoffs. But looking pretty decent on points. Another decent finish. I got some good stage points here. So yeah, hope we can find victory lane one of these days.
Well, keep racing hard, man. You're doing a really great job. Second place, Hunter Reynolds.
All right, Hunter Reynolds bringing it home in second. And Hunter, any shout outs or thank yous for this one that you didn't get to mention?
Yep, like to thank all my teammates at FSR, Josh, my dad, Derek, and Dustin, everybody that helps and support us. Thanks for all the family. You guys up in the booth, KR, Jeffrey doing a great job up here for turn 3. And I'd like to thank everybody else watching too.
All right, that is your second place finisher, Hunter Reynolds. Outstanding job for him to bring that one home in second place. So now let's move on to our third and final finisher on the podium. And that is none other than the driver of the 1, Chris McCullough. Chris, congratulations on third place, man. Had a bit of a rough race, but third place finish would be an excellent recovery, if you will.
Yeah, what an eventful race. It was not easy to fit here. I had some luck along the way, but man, what a nerve-wracking finish.
So coming to the checkered, everything seemed to be going on behind you and losing some momentum because of everyone checking up. Tell us what you were trying to do to stay in that podium finish.
Yeah, I had the side draft. I got as close as I felt comfortable getting to Hunter, and I was just hoping that I can get a tug on him, and maybe James come down enough to give me a pull, and I can maybe finish second. But yeah, Randall was giving it everything we got, and we just got together wrong coming out of 4, and that was it. But man, that was fun.
Well, third place finish for you, and Chris, an accomplished super speedway driver yourself. What's it going to take for you to break into that win column?
Keep running top 3. It'll come. And try not to make enemies. You know, that I can have help at the end.
All right. Well, you have a good points accumulation as things stand right now. You probably get in on points with the multiple race winner James Mayer, Logan Helton, and Josh Reynolds. So several drivers going to get in on points. Are you going to keep trying to get that win, or are you going to start focusing on getting in on points?
I'm always focused on wins. You need the playoff points. You need the momentum. But to be frankly, if we can just be running at the end and have a chance at the win, that's what I'm here for. If I can have that, I'll be happy.
All right, man. Well, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for third place here tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank my team, Arc Racing. Today is Cody Ober's birthday, so happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to Rick. And just thank all the drivers in here. I usually try to tell everybody good race and apologize when I'm a bonehead, but I really do enjoy racing in here.
All right, well, man, nice job, and once again, congratulations on third place.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you next week.
That you will. So, ladies and gentlemen, our top 3 drivers giving us an excellent post-race show. So, Jeff, what'd you think of your first time in the booth?
I love it, man. I've always wanted to give it a try, and hopefully down the road we can give it another shot. Hopefully, not me finishing almost dead last, but maybe some other time in a good spirit. I love it.
All right, man. Well, thank you very much for joining me, but all that's left to do is go through our final race results here tonight. James Mayer picking up the win, Hunter Reynolds second, Chris McCullough third. We got to talk to our podium finishing drivers, and Logan Helton with a great recovery, finishing in fourth. Randall Cobb gonna round out your top 5. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds getting an excellent finish. Peter DeBorgia finishing in 7th. David Overstreet 8th. 9th going to Andy Brigante. 10th, Josh Milam in the 7. 11th place, Les Levy, able to squeeze through that crash through turns 3 and 4. Eric Laurie is 12th. 13th goes to Sean Stevens. Holloway finishing 14th. Dave Hunt 15th. 16th, Rob Connors. Mark Mann finishing 17th. 18th going to Tyler Miller. 19th place, David Booth. Alex Green 20th. 21st going to Rick Sebrands. Gabe Butler finishing 22nd. First car 1 lap down. That is the 50 of Sean McCarrick. Dan Harrington 24th. 25th, Zach Workman. Bob Lacavera finishing 26th. 27th going to Sean McCarra. Zach Fritsch with that blown engine going to end up 28th. 29th goes to someone in the 33. Will Weber 30th, and Adam Evans, unable to start the race here tonight, scored in 31st spot. So that is going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you very much to Jeff Crosby for joining me in the booth. Thank you very much to everybody for watching and tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope you guys will join me not only next Monday night, but Wednesday night as we watch Crosby try and pick up his 3rd win of the season. So until then, guys, stay safe, have a good week, and I'll see you next time.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.